Hi all, I created this dashboard few hours ago and I decided to share it with you. As you can see on the screen on the left, we have the menus. We have the revenue trend. It can be filtered by year, month, or day. We have the total revenue here, the previous year revenue, and then the growth. We have the top selling models. We have the most expensive models. We have the sales by country. We have the quantity sold by channel, be it wholesale, online, or dealership. We have the quantity sold by year. There is also a filter here to help us filter. If, for example, we want to know, okay, so what happens during the year 2020? The moment you select it, you say it filtered by that year. Okay, so I can also clear the slices and then close the filter. Now on the second page, it has all the models where you can just select one of them, get the average price, see how the sales have gone on over the years, and then also the revenue. Okay, so without wasting too much time, let's look at the steps to be taken to get this done. Okay, so these are the things that we have on the dashboard. On the second one, it talks about the data modeling. So we are going to do a bit of data modeling. We'll create the various measures that need to be created. Then we'll create the visuals. Okay, so the last thing, please don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Okay, so I have a blank Power BI desktop open here. Let me load the files. Okay, so I'll go to CSV. Those files are CSV files. I'll go to data. I'll click this. Okay, so we'll click transform data. We have a bit of work to do there. Okay, so let me just name this fact table. So we have the date, we have year, the model, we have the revenue, we have quantity sold, region, country, and channel. Okay, so let me check if we have some empty stuff here. So the moment I put the cursor on it, I can click remove empty. I don't need those ones. Now I'll duplicate this. I want to create some dimension tables. So model will be separate. We have the revenue also separate. We have no, sorry, we have model separate. We have the region and the country that will be separate, and the channel as well. So let me duplicate this. So this is going to be the model. So in this, what I'll do is to select model and remove all other columns. Now I'll select this and remove duplicate. Okay, so this is telling us that we have 26 models. Now let me add an index column starting from 1. Then this, I can name it model ID. Okay, so the second one to do, let me duplicate again. This is going to be region. So region or country. So let me just make it country. So I'll select these two, remove all other columns. Now I'll click here, remove duplicate. Okay, then I'll add an index column starting from 1. So this is going to be country ID. I'll drag it here. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, so the next one is channel. Then channel. I'll go to channel here, right click, remove other columns. I'll right click, remove duplicate. Okay, so I'll add an index column. This is going to be channel ID. Then let me drag it here. Okay, so we have these three. Now what I want to do is to merge. So I'll go to home. I'll go to merge queries. The first one is to link it with the model table. So dim model here. Then I click OK. I go here, maintain only the model ID. So I'll go and delete the model name. The next one to do is to merge the country. So I'll go here, select country. So now region and countries are together. So I'll select these two. You can see 1 and 2 written here. And I'll do the same thing here, 1 and 2. Okay, so I click OK. Now I can go and maintain only the country ID. So I click OK. So we have this. The next one is the channel. So let me merge again. I'll select channel. I'll click OK. So I maintain only the channel ID. Okay, so now that I have done that, what I need to do is to take out those columns from the fact table. So model, region, country, channel. So I can remove them. Okay, so now there will be a relationship between all the tables. Now, let me close and apply. I need also to add the flag. I have a flag for the countries. So there is also car image. So let me bring the car images. That's for the models. So we have this. Let me click OK. Now you can see that we have the column name down here. So let's use first rows as headers. So we have model and then we have the image. Now we need to merge this with the dim model table. So I'll select dim model table, merge. I'll select the model. I'll select car images, merge it with this model, and then I click OK. Now when I come here, what I need to do is to maintain only the image. So I have the image here. The same thing will be done for countries. So let me go and select. I need the country flags. So select this. Okay, I click OK. Now you can see we have the column headers here. So let's promote it to be the main headers. Then I'll select dim country, merge queries, the country name. I'll select the countries with flags. I also select the country name here. Then I click OK. Once done, I'll go here, maintain only the flag. Then I click OK. So we have the flag here. Then I'll close and apply. Okay, so now if you go, let's go to our model view and see if we have the relationship. So the dim country is here, the fact table is here. Let me collapse this, reduce this. Okay, and then for the car images, we don't need it again because it has already been merged here. So let me just right click and delete this relationship, and then we only maintain this four. So the dim country, the dim model, and the dim channel. So let me bring this one here. Okay, so I think we are good here. The next thing to do, if we look at our dashboard here, you will notice that we have the month, year, so we need a calendar table. Okay, so let me go back to this and create the calendar table. Now I have a query that I usually use for that. So I'll go to table, I'll click new table, then I'll paste this here. What this is doing is to create columns. It will go through all the tables that have dates, get the minimum and maximum, put them here, and then it will now format it in a way that I can get the year, get the month number, the weekday, the week number, and so on and so forth. So now let me commit this, and then you'll see our table created. So we can see our table here. Okay, so what I need to do next is to go here and connect the table to our date here. So date goes here. Okay, so we click save. Okay, so I think we are kind of set now. Now I have already created the images, the background, so we can bring in the image. So let me browse. I'll go here, select the first one. It's not showing because the transparency is 100%. So now you can see we have this here, and this is our first page. So now let's create this. But before then, what happens? We need to create our measures. Okay, so usually I create a table for our measures. So let's create a table for measures. Call it all measures. Okay, so the first thing that we need is the revenue. So let me right click here and click new measure. So the revenue will be equal to sum the total value in the table. So we have the fact table, sorry. Okay, so what we need to do is to do revenue times the quantity sold. Okay, so let me just put 0 here first. I'll go to the table, or better still, let's go to the transform data. Now in the fact table, you realize that we have revenue here, we have the quantity sold. This is actually the unit price. So we need to calculate the total. So the total is going to be this times the quantity sold. Okay, so let me go to the table. The fact table. In the fact table, I'll now say I'm creating a new column, and that column will be equal to unit price times quantity sold. Let's change this to total. Okay, so I'll go back here. Now I can create my revenue measure. So it's going to be sum of total. Okay, very good. So let me go here. So you can see that we have the revenues here, and then we have the previous year revenue. So we need to create another measure for previous year revenue. So let me go back here. This is going to be revenue previous year. and we are going to use the calculate function. We pass the revenue, and then we use the date add. Come down here, use the calendar date. I think I've explained this in some of my tutorials. We come down here, -1 year. So -1 what? -1 year. So if we are in 2020, -1 will be 2019. Okay, so I can close the calculate function here. So this is going to give me the revenue for previous year. And then we need to calculate the revenue. Sorry, before that, let me just drop this here. Okay, so this takes the revenue, and then we go to calendar. Then it takes, for example, let's use the year. Let's drag the year here to the x-axis. So we have it this way. Okay, now what we need to do is to create a slicer for this year, month, day. And before that, we need to go to modeling. So we go to modeling, we go to new parameter. It's going to be fields parameter, and then here I can call it period slicer. So I'll go here. We want to use the year, we want to use the month, and we want to use the day. So I'll click create. So you can see that we have this slicer here. For now, if I click month or weekday, nothing happens because the two have not been linked yet. So let me select this, go here, and then instead of year, I'll select the period slicer. And then another thing I need to do is to make sure this is always, something is always selected. So I need to force selection. You see? And for month, it's not really aligning it well. It's not well sorted. You have August, March. So what we need to do is to select month here. And then we sort it by month number. So let me try again. Month, January, yes. So you can see now it's well sorted. Okay, so we can bring this to the top here. Drag it all the way here. Do a bit of formatting. So I'll take out the title on the x-axis. The same thing will be done for the y. So we have this now. Now we need the previous year as a line. So let me select the revenue previous year. It's added here, but I want it this way. Even though I click here, nothing is happening yet. So I need to drag the previous year in the line y-axis. So you can see it here. So this is it. Let's try this here. We try this weekday. This is nice. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the size of the columns. So let me select this here. Maybe 40 is okay. And then I want to change the color of both. So this is the color I use for it. I'll provide all this in the description. So we have this color. Now for the line, The line color is going to be something a bit bright, something like this. And then I want it to be smooth. Okay, so yeah, and then month. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to change this one to the new slicer. So let me go here, new slicer. I don't need a title. Let me reduce this here, put it on top. Okay, no border when it's default, and then I want the accent bar to be down there. Okay, but when it is default, there should be no accent bar, and the fill also should be disabled. But when the fill is disabled, then it means that the callout values, when it is selected, should be black, just like others. Now, it is only when it is selected that it should be this bold, and then the accent bar. So I'll make sure selected is here. Then the accent bar will show at the bottom. Now the color I use over there is this. So let me go back here and use that color for the accent bar. Okay. Okay, so if I select here now, we have this here. Okay, so this looks good. I need to make the background transparent. Okay, so I think we are done with this side. Let's check if there is something that is left that we've not taken care of. Okay. Okay, so, and then you can see the legend is down here. After that, we are going to look at the period. We look at this. So let me go back here. The legend should be down. Bottom center. And then we take out the title of the legend. I think this looks okay. Now here we need the period, we need the revenue. So let me take the revenue. Okay, so I'll make the background transparent. Bring it down. I don't need a category label. The display unit, billions. Maybe 2. Okay, so let me see what is there. Okay, then I can take it to the top here, reduce this to 25 or 30. Color is white. So we are here now. Okay, then I'll bring another one for the previous year. So this is going to be smaller, so let's say 20, and then it's going to be previous year. There is a text box somewhere there that says previous year. Should be this, reduce this, bring it here, no background. Okay, so the next thing to do is to calculate the growth. We also need a measure for the period. So whatever period is selected will be shown here. So let's quickly calculate the growth measure. New measure. Before then, let me create the revenue variance, which is equal to the current minus previous. And then what I'll do is I will now use it in the revenue growth. You can do it direct instead of separating them. That's okay. So revenue growth will be equal to, we are going to divide the revenue variance, which is current year minus previous year, by the previous year revenue. So if you don't want to have it separate, you can just do it here. That is current revenue minus previous revenue before you do the division. So this is the revenue growth. And if you look at this, I didn't just create the revenue growth, I added an arrow. So we'll create another one because we are going to use this for sure. So we'll create another one for that. So let me go here, create a new measure. Revenue variance percentage with arrow. I have created this I think in many of my videos. So you can always reference that as well if you don't get it here. So here I'm creating an arrow that will show up when it is positive and down when it is negative. So 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 9. Then I'll create another one where down arrow is equal to Unica 1, 2, 9, 1, 3, 1. So I'll go down here and do a return. What am I returning? First of all, I need to check if the revenue is blank. If it's blank, return blank. Otherwise, then I check if revenue variance is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then I'll show a plus sign plus the revenue growth. But before then, I'll round the revenue growth and multiply by 100, but round it with just one decimal. Then this will be appended with a percentage and then the up arrow. So I hope you understand this. So we are first of all doing the revenue times 100, the revenue growth times 100, and then rounding it up with one decimal place. And then we append it with a percentage just to show it is a percentage. And then we add the up arrow if it is greater than 0. Now I'll just copy this and paste it here just to change it. So the same thing will be done, just that we are here, we don't need a plus, it's going to be minus. So just that here we are only showing the down arrow. So we close the second if, and then the first if. Let's see if this is working. So I can just copy this, paste it there. drag it to this side, take this out, and bring in the revenue growth hour. You can see we have plus 24.7%. Okay, so I'll reduce this size, make it 15. Okay, so this is what we have. Very good. Okay, now we need a measure for the period. So here, selected period will be equal to minimum calendar, and then we append it with the maximum calendar. So first of all, let me format the minimum calendar date. So I want it to give me MMM. So it will give me, if it is January, it will give me Jan, and then D, and then YYY. So the year will follow. So this is for minimum, and then I'm going to append that to the same thing that will be done for maximum. So I have the percent here. I'll just drag this format and then put it here. The only thing I need to change is the max. Okay. So this should be fine. Now let me let me add that quickly here. I'll copy this, paste it down. Then I'll select the selected period. You can see that we have this here from 1st January to 31st, 2023. So let me reduce the size to 12. And then I'll add a label for period. Okay. So now we have this done. Let's go back here. So let's add this, the top selling models. Okay, so how am I going to handle that? Let's go back here. I'm going to add the new card, the new slicer. Sorry. Okay, so I have my new slicer here. The first thing I need to do is to add my model. Okay, so I have my model here. I want to show 5. So let me go to layout and say I need only one row, and then 5 per column, per row. I don't need the title. Okay. And also I want paginated. Then you can see that it's showing down here. That's not how I want it. I want it to be horizontal. So I can click here and see. Now let me add the image. So let's go to image. Then I go to dim models. Remember, we've already merged the car images with the dim model table. So we have the image here. So let me drag it here. Okay, so we have the images showing. What we need to do is to do a bit of formatting. So let me go here. First of all, set the background to transparent. The next one is to work with the image, normal. Okay, so we have normal here, and what I need to show down here is the quantity sold. Okay, Here, let me show only 4 of them. Okay, so I need to show the quantity. So let's go to call out values. There is something called label here. I'll click the label. Make sure the label is enabled. Then I'll go to quantity. I've not created my quantity yet. So I need to create the quantity. What's going to happen is that the quantities will be created just like we've done for the revenue. So let me create all this, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so what I've done is to create the quantity sold measure. You can see sum of quantity sold. We have the quantity sold previous year, the same thing I did for revenue previous year, just that I changed it to quantity sold. We have the quantity sold variance, which is the current minus previous year. We have the quantity sold variance arrow, which I demonstrated while creating the revenue variance percentage arrow. And we have the quantity sold growth somewhere here, which is a division of the quantity sold variance by the quantity sold previous year. Okay, so now what we need to do is to show the quantity sold here. So I'm going to select this. I'll go to label here. So I'm adding the quantity sold. So it's going to show the quantity sold for each model. And then the next thing I need to do, let me center this. Okay, so we have here, and then the label, I want to make it bold so that we can see the quantity sold per model. So you can see the BMW 1 Series 570. Then we have one which is 609 here, but we want it to be sorted in descending order, which means that we want the highest here, and then the next as it follows. Okay, so what I need to do is to go here. Sorry, is to go here. And then funny enough, it's not giving me the option to sort by quantity. So what I need to do, there is a catch here. So I'll select this first, add the quantity sold to the tooltip. Okay, and then I can go back here now, go to sort by quantity sold, and then it's going to be descending. So you can see BMW Z4 is the highest sold. So I think we are good here now. Now the next thing to do is to show the most expensive models. So let me go back here. I can copy this. Okay, so let me bring a test box for this top selling models. Bold, and then maybe 11. So it's going to be here. Now for this, I don't need the borders, so I'll take out those borders. Go to the button, take out the borders. We're showing it for selected, sorry. So default, no border. Okay, so we have this here now. This should hide its background. Okay, so top selling model, we have it here. Now we need the most expensive, so I'll just copy this, paste it here. And then what I need to do for this is to remove the quantity. I'll go to call out values, remove the quantity, and add the average price. We need to calculate the average price. Okay, so let me go here, new measure, because we need the most expensive models. So let me go to new measure, average price should be equal to um, revenue division. So let me use the divide. So divide revenue by the quantity sold. So revenue by quantity sold. So this will give us the revenue. This will give us the average price. Sorry. So here I'll select this